Ignatz Victor reporting, Your Excellency.
Yes, come in.
Greetings, Your Excellency.
I think you're supposed to say, "Forgive my intrusion."
Right, yes. Forgive me, Your Excellency.
Listen, Ignatz, I may have a title now, but you and I are still friends as we have always been. All this formality is starting to make my skin crawl. Please, just treat me the same as ever you have.
Oh, right. Of course. Anyway, what do you need?
You've no doubt heard about the bandits who appeared in Gloucester, yes? The ones who were supposedly former mercenaries.
They've been around for a while, right?
Yes, my men have been searching for their base for some time now, and I believe they have finally located it. I took the opportunity to look into the provenance of these bandits anew, and it seems they were indeed a mercenary band. One in the employ of my father.
I see.
For some reason, they have abandoned the sellsword life and fallen into banditry.
But why would they do that?
I do not know. I attempted to discuss it with my father, but his only concern at present is finding me a proper spouse. When I ask, he evades me and changes the subject.
Yes. That's quite the conundrum.
Regardless, I cannot ignore these bandits, especially if my father had something to do with them. Thusly, I have decided to deal with them myself, and I was hoping you might join me.
Of course. I'm a knight of House Gloucester, after all.
Good. Oh, and as it would be a rather tall order for the two of us to take on a gang of brigands alone, I have called in some additional support.
Hey, Lawrence. I came as soon as I could.
Just once, I wish one of my acquaintances could split the difference between absurd formality and dire nonchalance. I am a count now, you know.
Wait, so are we not friends because you're a count?
No, what I meant to say is...
Look, enough with the titles. I'm a busy woman, so let's get moving already.
I will have you know, a noble is nothing without their... Oh, never mind. I asked you here because I need your help dealing with bandits in my territory.
That's it? Well, sure. I'm happy to help.
That was easy. I suppose it does indeed pay to have some true friends in one's corner.
Sure does. Besides, if just you and Ignatz try to do it, you're gonna get kicked into next moon.
Have you ever considered not saying the first thing that pops into your head? The two of us could easily handle this matter. I am simply being prudent. Also, these are not some run-of-the-mill ruffians, but rather highly trained former mercenaries.
Right, the old mercenary to bandit career path.
They have some connection to my father as well, so I would like to uncover what we can in the process.
You got it, boss. If we fight and win, I'm sure some info will turn up on your old man.
I am not certain I follow your logic, though I suppose it would be the preferred outcome. Now then, we should be off. With my subjects in peril, there is not a moment to waste. We will depart as soon as you are ready.
I'll take my payment in meat, please.
I shall tell the kitchen to prepare a ham. Hear me well, you fell brigands. I, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, stand in judgment before you.
So, not to be a jerk, but when you stand up and scream your name like that, it prevents us from launching any kind of sneak attack.
Gloucester has no need of such dishonest trickery. If our foe is asleep, we kick out their pillow before the battle begins. Firstly, let us deal with the bandits outside the base. I shall not permit you to wreak any more havoc within my borders. None shall surpass me.
Keep your eyes on me.
Say, Lawrence, why don't you hang back and let us handle this?
Do not coddle me. I am more than capable of holding my own against this pack of curs.
All right, here I go.
Now that I think of it, we're near the place where Claude's grandfather met his end, aren't we?
Indeed, I think you are correct. Could this group perchance have some connection to that most unfortunate incident?
Take a breather.
You yourself are a former mercenary, yes? Pray point out everyone you recognize.
You do realize that not every mercenary knows each other, right?
That is enough for the soldiers outside. Let us proceed to attacking the base.
Let's do this!
By the good name of Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, you foul marauders shall terrorize my subjects no longer!
Gloucester, let's get out of here before we get beaten to a pulp again!
We let these folks go, they'll just cause more trouble somewhere else. Now let's track them down.
Not a problem. I've got this.
I think this will go well. I'm prepared to see this.
All right, here I go. There.
Greatness demands it!
I'll take your spot.
My mother and father died.
Now it is my turn. There is nothing...
Not too far from here. That was a long time ago now.
They were merchants, yes?
Yeah. They were traveling with the old Duke Regan and got attacked by monsters. All right, here I go!
During the period when my father employed these mercenaries, monster attacks were a rather common occurrence in this region. And these monsters took the lives of both the former Duke Regan and Raphael's parents.
Pay attention, Lawrence.
My turn
You keep staring off into space. Some bandit's gonna run up and conk you on the head.
Yes, of course. I must focus on the battle at hand.
I got this.
Greatness demands it! Do you know who I am? You should be ashamed!
All right, that should be all.
We can't get out the front.
My
Let's
turn.
cut around back.
There is something strange about the enemy's current movements. Perhaps they have another escape route in mind?
I think this will go well. I'm prepared to see this through.
All right, there's nothing these muscles can't do.
It's not
They're trying to get out the back way. After them.
Yeah, no escape. It's funny how you're like a real knight now, nuts. You used to be so scrawny.
I think everyone looks scrawny compared to you, Raphael.
I can still fight. No, not yet.
We stopped them.
You? The Count? Where's your father, you little brat?
Retire. I am the Count of Gloucester now.
You don't say. In that case, I'll have to take my revenge on you instead. Lose!
Seeks vengeance against my father. Whatever was driving these people?
I can still fight!
I'll defeat you!
baffled by this development.
Not a problem. I've got it.
Now it is my turn. There is nothing I can. But as the ruler of this domain, I must do my duty and eliminate these bandits.
This is awful. We have to do something.
Take a breather.
None shall surpass me. You shall not get in my way.
Not yet.
Say, Raphael?
Keep quiet and fight, Ignatz. These guys are serious business.
Not yet.
Good.
Not yet.
I'll take your spot.
Splendid. We have the advantage.
For you.
Accept your defeat.
It's my turn. Watch me flex! Did you see that? My muscles always win the day!
Ain't you traitorous nobles tired of beating us up yet?
Wait, you claim my father betrayed you?
Used us and threw us away like trash he did. They tried to make us disappear so he could sweep it under the rug.
I can still Gotta be ready for anything.
My turn. Here it comes!
turn at last. Do you know who I am? You should be ashamed. Greatness demands it.
Just kill me and be done with it already. At least that way it'll finally be over.
I would speak with you yet. I need to understand what has transpired here.
We did it! We won!
Meat party when we get home, and Lawrence is buying.
You all go on ahead. I must speak with the bandit we captured.
Gotta get strong.
I found...
A noble always...
Getting stronger.
I've got the hang of it.
This is suitable.
There you are, Lawrence. That took so long, I thought maybe that bandit general got you.
We had much to discuss, which I will share with all of you now.
Did you uncover the reason for their grudge against your father?
Indeed, as we suspected, they were once mercenaries in his employ. At first, they were used in the ways one might think, keeping villages safe, guarding the border, and so on. But one day, they were given a very strange order by a supposed envoy of my father.
What was the order?
They were told to threaten any merchants heading toward Regan and force them to turn back.
Yeah, that's a weird one, all right.
The mercenaries felt the same and balked at the idea of raising their swords against unarmed merchants. Instead, they decided to chase a pack of wild monsters into the merchants' path and scare them that way.
Sounds like a good way to get everyone killed.
Indeed, you see the matter already. The plan worked, at first. Then one day they caught wind that merchants were approaching and loosed monsters on them per the established method. An ordinary group of merchants would have simply run away and lived. But one among this group drew his sword and began to fight. This was Lord Godfrey, who at the time held the title of Duke Regan. He fought valiantly, but ultimately in vain. Sadly, he perished along with the merchants he had hoped to protect.
Merchants that included Raphael's parents.
So the former Duke Regan and Raphael's parents all died because of your dad, Lawrence?
So it would seem. I am terribly sorry, Raphael. Please, accept my apology in my father's stead.
Hey, knock it off. You didn't do anything wrong.
As it happens, my parents were meant to accompany Godfrey that day. But they had a scheduling conflict and recommended that Raphael's parents go instead, which means...
Not you too, Ignatz. Look, everybody. Kids aren't responsible for what their parents do.
Lawrence, do we know for sure that the order came from your father?
I was wondering the same thing. Your father was always protective of the nobility's reputation, and it seems strange he would do something so sneaky, and so anti-merchant besides.
Based on what the bandits said, I suspect it was someone from our house acting alone. By the time my father realized what was happening, the culprit had vanished, along with any hope of ever sussing out their true motives. Only the mercenaries remained, and my father had no choice but to punish them.
I bet they didn't care at all about what happened behind the scenes. Far as they were concerned, their employer betrayed them.
But I don't get how any of this has to do with you right now, Lawrence.
A feudal lord is responsible for all that happens within their realm. Therefore, anything left unresolved by my father falls by necessity to me. I would also like to pay appropriate reparations to both you and your family, as is fair and proper.
But I don't need anything from you. I can take care of my family plenty well on my own. Besides, I made my peace with what happened to my folks a long time ago. You can't change that now. All you can do is stir up a bunch of old, painful memories.
Yes, but still.
But nothing. I'm done talking about this. I'll still take my reward for beating up the bandits, though. Meat party, remember? You promised me the finest ham in all the land, and just thinking about it's got me drooling.
This does not sit right with me. What should I do?
Less talk, more ham. And you better have enough for me and Ignatz, too.
Oh, right.
Very well. In that case, I shall arrange for the finest spread of meat the world has ever seen. I stake House Gloucester's very reputation on it.
Now that's the right thing to do.
Still feels a little weird to leave it like this, but I guess this is for the best.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Everything has its use.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
Sure, if it helps. With proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
Good news, sir. We'd like to hear your opinion on the matter we discussed earlier.
Regarding Count Karen, as I discussed with Gustav,
Looks like things are finally changing, Dedu. They've really started warming up to you, huh?
they have. That soldier I was speaking to lost his mother in Dusker. She was a knight of the kingdom. Naturally, his feelings toward me were complicated. We argued many times.
You arguing? Can't imagine what that looks like.
I thought it better than just letting him hurl abuse at me. Such a reaction was surprising for me as well. But now we have fought together, worried together, faced death together. I have shown him what I'm capable of, and he has come to trust me in turn.
Nice. Sounds like you really earned his respect then. Congrats, Dedu.
Strange. Why are you so happy for me?
Because we're friends. And friends are happy for each other when good stuff happens to them.
Are they?
Anyway, now you've just got to keep it going and get even more people to trust you. Same goes for me. And Dimitri while we're at it.
You're right.
In the meantime, I'm gonna keep winning battles until I prove myself to you once and for all. So make sure you keep an eye on me out there, Dedu, because I'm gonna be the most valuable fighter we've got. What? What's so funny?
Nothing. I look forward to your performance. But you already have my trust, no matter your origin or identity.
Really? You never know when I might betray you and turn my sword on Dimitri, though. Not to mention this weird power I have. Can you seriously say you trust me with that in mind?
Your power is concerning, but it does not define you. I'm sure you would not so easily betray His Majesty or myself. But know that if you do, I will cut you down without hesitation. That's who I am. You must understand by now.
Weird way to tell me you trust me, but it's got Dedu written all over it. I'm honored.
Your Majesty, about tomorrow's drills. Apologies. I did not mean to interrupt.
It's fine, Ingrid. We had just finished.
That was the leader of the Dusker forces, yes? What were you talking about?
We were discussing various tactics and formations. We must be aligned if we're to fight together. The way Dusker soldiers operate is quite different from our knights. I must also be mindful of how I deploy them to avoid undue conflict.
Yes, I hear there have already been a number of small quarrels in the encampment.
It's not a problem easily solved. I'm sure each side finds it difficult to adjust to the other. And you, Ingrid. Do you still hate the people of Dusker?
I no longer have reason to hold on to that hate. Yes, a few of them were involved in the tragedy, but I cannot blame the rest for that. There were many other forces at work. I understand that now. Yet I used to focus all my negative feelings on the people of Dusker, and for that I am ashamed. In a way, I now find myself scared of interacting with them at all.
You needn't blame yourself. The fault lies with me for not speaking to you about it more 6 years ago. I hesitated because I didn't wish to confuse the matter, not knowing the full truth of it. But you were forced to grapple with many painful feelings as a result. Clearly, my priorities were not in order.
You had enough to deal with 6 years ago. So many knights were expelled from the castle, and almost none but Lord Rodrigue would set foot in the capital. Even my father prevented me from going to see you.
Yet, I still could have sought you out. And I had countless chances to discuss the matter at the Academy.
I do not think I would have taken it well even if you had. I was convinced that Glenn died saving you from irredeemable villains. I forced myself to believe that. If I hadn't, I fear I may have gone mad.
I was in a similar position. But once I finally opened the lid on that box, I realized just how many were involved, including members of our own kingdom. In the end, I knew I had to reconcile with reality.
And I must also accept the reality that stands before me now. We are allied with the people of Duscur, which means I can no longer avoid them.
I have an idea. It may not help, but I'd like to take you somewhere. The father of that man I was speaking with earlier opened an inn last year, and it's not far. Would you care to join me there for a meal? Word has it he's quite skilled at making all manner of food. Of course, if this is all too much and too soon, I understand.
Not at all. I would love to accompany you. Though it shames me to admit it, I likely lack the courage to go alone. But with you at my side, I think I can take that first step.
In that case, let us make haste. Oh, and this will be my treat, so keep your pocketbook shut tight.
Which battlefield are you headed to?